I think so. Okay, there we go. That looks like a... All right. Oh, wait. I got to set your guys' audio up. Good thing I...
They can't hear us?
Nope, they can't.
Like,
Damn.
Bam!
Cock.
Say
They can hear us
something. Okay, good. Now they can hear you.
Yeah.
oh, cook.
Oh, shucks.
In this episode of the Red Eye Report, we discuss gun control, kind of. We suffer enormous casualties in our own personal battles for mature adult interaction, and as usual, we come last because we care. With me this week is the all-seeing Oracle. Oracle is now a kept man. Boo!
Yeah. It happened.
Next to him, it did. Next to him is the soot-covered ashtray. He hasn't been married in a while, and I'm assuming that's why he can afford Coke and a steady bar diet, but
Yep.
he can't afford a goddamn air conditioner? Dude.
Oh, I have one.
2022. Stop splashing Gold Bond on your junk every time it gets a little muggy, okay?
I
get
got
a
one.
fucking
I
AC.
just like a jungle
Hey,
heat.
don't hate on Gold Bond because that shit works.
Yeah, right? It does.
I mean, really.
We've also got a fluffy teddy bear. Speaking of cocaine,
Yep.
Teddy's on it. Last and least,
Actually-
I'm the mystic.
I'm not on it.
Oh, did you run out? Did you run out?
No, I still got some.
Oh. Last and
I'm just
least,
not
I'm the mystic. I don't have any Coke, unfortunately. And in the immortal words of Ray, fucking way she goes. And this is the Red
The
Eye.
way she goes,
Way
boys.
she goes.
Way
All
she
right.
goes.
Tonight, good guys with guns kind of quickly turned into
Oh.
vigilantes.
Hold on.
Hold on,
We
hold
got to
on.
do pause for the cause.
Pause.
Oh,
the
yeah.
cause.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Sorry.
right. And this
Yeah.
week's pet at the Dane County Humane Society is old Jeffrey Jetpack,
Jeffrey.
kitty who really likes to get the zoomies on at the middle of the night.
Jeffrey.
Fucking Jeffrey. God damn it. To Jeffrey.
Jeffrey's
To
just
Jeffrey.
an unassuming name.
May your jetpack never run out of fuel.
Oh, yeah.
So
and
Jeff
we
is the
need
bloke
to
that pumps
do
the
a
gas.
shot, too, right?
Do a
Hey,
shot.
Jeffrey.
Oh, yep.
Honor.
All right. In honor of Oracle's.
Here's to the bee that stung the bull
Marriage.
that got the bull a bucking. Here's to
I
Eve that
s-
ate the fruit that got the world a fucking.
I saved this. Where'd you learn that, Teddy?
My buddy of mine, Will, he had all these. He got every time he wanted to take a shot, he always had a bunch of them. It was fucking.
Oh, really?
He sounds like a
Sick.
douchebag.
He's a pretty no. He's a pretty cool fucking douchebag. Okay.
Is
You're
he?
right.
All right. Jerry, take yours. You son of a bitch.
No,
Yeah,
I've got it
dude.
right
I
here.
I forget
All right, let's do
your
it.
stupid green screen.
Stop
plot.
talking and drink.
Right?
Jesus. Be smoking and be passing, bro. Shit, you can't do both.
I can.
No, Jesus Christ.
No, you quite clearly cannot.
Yeah, I really good. So apparently the puppy got to the paper towel.
Right. That's what we're talking about here at the Reddit Report. Fucking
All right.
puppies. All right.
Now I'm ready.
Oh, I just
wanna Thanks.
open it, you fucking
Fucking lickety split. Was that the last of that bottle?
No, I still have another one.
Yeah, there you go. Nurse it.
There we go. All right. So I found the actual article written September 25th, 1989 about, anyway, initially, before we even start this, let's
Mhm.
talk
Give us a base.
about why I thought of this. So those kids that were slaughtered in their fucking elementary school,
Mm-hmm.
and the cops just stood by and did fucking nothing.
Right.
So I'm like, where are the fucking stories about people that took that shit into their own hands?
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because at this point, it isn't about guns anymore. Everyone
Where are
has
these
them.
good guys with
You
the
kind of
guns?
have to fucking just defend your own shit. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
That's what it's coming down to. You know what I mean? Like, defend your house.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, it's like everyone now feels like I got to carry a gun because there's so many guns out there.
Right.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So
That's exactly the
let's-
reason why. I
that's
brought
so
it up.
America.
let's
That's
lean into it. So let's lean into this shit. September 25th, 1989, Tacoma, Washington. Now, a little preface. Tacoma was being overrun by Crips.
Mm.
They saw an opportunity to bring drugs up there from California, get rid of it in Tacoma, make some cash, right? So they moved in on this block. And here's the story. I'm just going to read the article because it's kind of funny to see how shit was written in 1989. A group of off-duty Army Rangers engaged in a wild gun battle with drug dealers in the neighborhood where one of the soldiers lives. More than 100 rounds were fired, but no injuries were reported, and the only people arrested were 2 of the suspected drug dealers who were charged with assault and weapons offenses. The gun battle erupted late Saturday evening in the Hilltop area of Tacoma, a rundown neighborhood police have said is being taken over by drug dealers and gang members, in quotations. Wait, no, that's not. A group of soldiers was helping to defend the residence of Staff Sergeant William Folk, a 12-year Army man who vowed Sunday, that's how it was written, a 12-year Army man.
12-year Army
Sunday
man.
That he would not leave his home without a fight.
He's to the point.
I think what happens now is we go up to Ash Street and clean them out, Police Sergeant Sam Thrall said. We have a real concentration of bad guys there, and the neighborhood has finally clashed with them face to face. The fact that nobody got hurt is kind of amazing. That's a fucking actual quote
Wow.
from a goddamn police sergeant in 1989.
Well, I mean,
89, yeah.
So you
there's
got 5 people against another group of Crips, and 100 rounds are fired. Nobody's hurt.
Oh,
I mean,
there's
that is
more
kind
than
of
5.
fucking...
There was 10 to 15 Rangers.
Oh, okay.
And they probably weren't trying to kill them. They were probably
They
just
weren't.
saying,
They even said that. They
Right.
you
Oh,
know,
really? Okay.
that's what I'm saying. They're good enough. A marksman, you know what I mean? They were fucking special operators that so here's what happened. Folks said he and a few Ranger friends were threatened while having a barbecue Saturday, and he called more Army friends to come over. Between 10 and 15 Rangers arrived, armed with a variety of personal weapons. He said, we took up defensive postures, but we were attacked from the front and rear. Folk 32, assigned to the 2nd Ranger Battalion at Fort Lewis for the past 3 years, said Sunday that he counted 7 bullet holes in the front of his home and a similar number in the front of his neighbor's home. I'm not so much afraid as I am frustrated, he said. I've sent my wife out of the area, but they are going to have to drag me out of here because I am not going to leave without a fight. You badass motherfucker. Folk said he bought a boarded-up home to restore about 2 years ago because the neighborhood appeared to be in transition. But over the last 6 months, he said drug dealing on his street has become worse, with transactions taking place on sidewalks and gang members displaying weapons and harassing longtime residents. So, so actually nobody was actually injured as far as they know. The Rangers, in an interview later, the Folk guy said
we buried the bodies.
Yeah, right. The Folk guy said that he knows for sure that he hit one of them in the chest. He doesn't know necessarily where. He said the guy ran off. So, like, I have a feeling a few of them got pegged and took off because they only apprehended 2 at the scene that had like flesh wounds. You know what I mean? They were going to live. But yeah, so that's example number 1.
So that's an example of a good guy with a gun.
This turned into vigilantism.
Oh,
sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it sounds like the police were just like, all right.
Yeah,
thanks,
right.
guys.
Well, that quote where he's like, they should go in there and wipe them out. Like,
well, that's the thing is,
can't say that today.
I was reading some history about the city at that point. There was the mayor of Tacoma was like really into like non-violent fucking blah blah blah, you know what I mean? And these Crips like knew that, so they just fucking went ape shit. The cops couldn't really do anything because they were their hands were
hamstrung
tied.
by the mayor.
So this was they actually considered this like the turning point in Tacoma's history because now they have laws on the books for gang violence and shit. Like they have specific laws to take care of shit like that because of this.
I had a turning point in Tacoma, actually. I was...
you became a Crip?
Yeah. Well, I was...
Did they teach you the Crip walk?
I was pumping gas in Tacoma, and Pete Carroll, actually, the head coach for the Seattle Seahawks, came out, and I really could have changed...
Like he was pumping gas too, or what?
I don't know if he pumped gas, but he came out of the fucking gas station, and man, I should have just punched that dude in the stomach. I could have. Could have solved a
That
lot of
was
problems
not
for the
Steve
Packers.
Carroll. That was some old white guy who
Dude.
gets punched in the stomach all the time because he looks just
Hey,
like Steve fucking Carroll.
old white guys all look the same to you, Teddy.
Yeah, right.
Man,
They
I could tell if
do
somebody's
not.
Pete
They
Carroll
look like the
or
dad
not.
from Seinfeld.
Yeah, they all look like Steve Martin.
Okay, so the second example is, and I think Ashtray knows about this, the L.A. riots.
Oh yeah.
The Korean Americans in the LA riots. So I'm not going to read this one. It's well written, but it's pretty fucking dramatic.
Yeah. Give us your version of it.
Basically, the riots started, and a preface to this is that a Korean shop owner had shot a kid that was stealing from him, like a couple months before it. So like
a 14-year-old black girl or something.
Yeah, all of this shit was like building. Like these black people, because these Koreans came to the U.S. in the 70s, and basically bought up shops and land in ghettos, and that's where
cheap
ghettos. So they
commercial
opened
real
shops
estate.
there, and now this whole thing happened with this guy that shot this fucking this black girl, and the black people obviously were fucking pissed. So when the riots happened, they saw this as an opportunity. So basically they were being like the Asian shops, the Koreatown was being fucking just destroyed, like looting constantly for like a day and a half. One of the guys was like, fuck this. So he started shooting back, like just up in the air, you know what I mean? And realized that they run off when that happens. So he got, again, called up fucking friends. He was a former South Korean Marine.
Mm-hmm.
So like he knew how to handle weapons, called up his buddies. They fucking brought over whatever guns they had. And for 3.5 straight days, while the cops couldn't do anything or didn't want to, because, it's fucking going into the ghetto, they defended their fucking property. Apparently no one was hurt. I can't really imagine that that's true.
Oh, hell no, no one was hurt.
Yeah, right.
The Koreans said that we were firing in the air. Bullshit.
Oh, yeah, bullshit.
Oh, no. There's video of that one guy.
I pegged the darkie in the leg.
Right.
I mean, the stat I remember was that in total, after the 2.5, 3 days, was like 52 people died.
God
I'm sure
damn.
some of those
I'm
were
talking just the Korean town. I'm not talking all the riots.
No, sure, but what I'm saying is some of those 52 probably were in Koreatown.
Oh, I'm sure they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this article said that there's believed to be no deaths, straight from them shooting at them, but who knows?
Yeah. What are you reading from? The Korean Sun?
No, this
CNN.
is a CNN.
Fucking,
super Korean fucking publication.
It's probably
Korean
Korean
network.
owned by Samsung.
Anyway, so there's numero dos, and then I got the super reliable allthatisinteresting.com.
Definitely the best one, man.
Vetted.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Gold standard.
Yeah.
Cited by New York Times.
The Queen gives her blessing. It's actually.
Oh, that is interesting. So what'd you get?
God
We
damn
lose
it.
Mystic?
Hold on, I'm right here.
No, we lost his place.
I gotta go back to the
Still
fucking
stuck in
first
that Taco
goddamn
Bell.
page. No, there's
Lost
this
his
fucking.
place.
So I was super drunk in LA coming back from an Immortal concert one time.
Immortal.
Yeah,
Right.
and I ended up in Koreatown. And my buddy Scott and we were there, and we're just wasted. She
You
gave
wearing
us this.
corpse paint and shit or what?
I wasn't wearing corpse paint, but I'm sure I was wearing some fucking stupid ass t-shirts and shit. But she's giving us this soup to like recoup us, and she's like, I'll call you taxi, and this relative of hers just shows up with a Crown Vic and picks us up in like a random car, got us to where we needed to go. Like everything was, it was you could tell it's a very tight knit community where they solve their own problems, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They've got everything in place where they can, all the services and everything that they need. Kind of a cool little glimpse. So, Mother Korea.
So, okay, so in this article, or it's not really an article, it's just a list of vigilantes. Most of them are just, guys that, I killed my daughter's fucking, killer or some shit like that. And this dude, I actually never heard this story. On March 16th, 1984, this guy killed his son's kidnapper. So this guy fucking kidnapped their kid and took him to L.A. He was a 25-year-old karate instructor in Baton Rouge named Jeff Doucette. He had the complete trust of his young students and their parents, but that trust was horrifically shattered on February 19th, 1984, when Doucette took 11-year-old Jody Plausch on what was supposed to be a 15-minute car ride. So basically, he didn't come home, and this guy ended up taking this kid to Anaheim, California, right? And they eventually caught him and shit, but Doucette raped him fucking multiple times.
How did he get the
kid?
I missed that.
Well, how did they what?
How did he get the kid? Like,
he was their karate instructor.
What the
okay,
fuck?
that was
So he was gonna like take him fucking to some thing or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Karate thing, and just took off with them.
Wow,
I
man,
never
that's
thought about it, but how many karate instructors are pedos?
Right? Yeah.
weird.
So then on March 8th, so the boy's dad, on March 16th, 1984, Plausch, there's actually video of it because the dude, it was like fucking, he was coming out and they were filming him shit because he was coming back for, where they caught him at in California, coming back to wherever he was.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude was at a fucking phone booth right behind him and turned around with the fucking 38 and shot him right in the head with a fucking, with a hollow point on live fucking TV.
That's
Really?
awesome.
What, this was on live TV?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So he,
how long the father get?
here it is.
Is there
he
video
stood
of
trial
it
for
still?
murder. Probably. I didn't go look at it,
All
but yeah,
right,
there's a
let me
picture.
look
There's
for
like a
it.
still image on this thing.
Yeah, share it. Bring it
Well,
up
it's in
there,
the- it's in the
production
fucking outline.
manager or
Dickwad.
producer.
Okay, hold on.
Jesus
I'm
Christ,
fucking
man.
doing it, dude.
Calm down, Coke boy. Jesus Christ.
Right? Goddamn. Anyway, so he stood trial for murder, but found a lenient judge on the other side of the courtroom, sentenced to 7 years on a suspended sentence,
Yeah, bro.
5 years probation, and 300 hours of community service.
Dude, yeah, ain't nobody gonna convict that dude, bro.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna convict that guy.
So then, yeah. So that was that dude, which fucking good for him. I would.
I mean, yeah.
There's a lot of
He's got-
those in here.
Was the guy black or white?
He was white.
Of course.
This one is fucking super awesome, and there's an actual documentary, like a little mini series about this, but I haven't watched it yet. This guy, it's called Killdozer.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
the guy-
dude. The
the guy was
Killdozer,
shooting
The
man.
documentary's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
What?
Oh,
What's
yeah.
it on?
Netflix.
Netflix,
I
yeah.
Netflix? Okay.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
so
it's
For
a
Teddy, who
totally
hasn't
worth it.
seen it, in early 2004, a Colorado man named Marvin Heemeyer plowed through the town of Granby in a massive killdozer. He tore up 13 buildings and caused $7 million worth of damage. He also had with him a 50 caliber rifle, a 308, and a 22 long rifle. But he didn't actually kill anyone. So
No,
he was pissed off.
Yeah,
because it was slow as fuck, but it was devastating.
Well, yeah. Well, he had it. Yeah, he didn't actually kill anyone. But so what happened is he was pissed off that this fucking zoning thing that he was trying to fight, they were gonna build a factory like right next door to him.
He had like a muffler shop or some shit, right?
Yeah, and he used it
Yeah.
to cut through to his shop. So he like walked across their property, and they were gonna build this fucking factory there. So he got pissed off and ended up getting pissed that he couldn't fight it anymore. So he took a Komatsu D355A bulldozer. He put armored plating on it, covered the cabin engine, and even parts of the track. He mounted a video camera on the exterior for visibility and covered it with 3-inch bulletproof plastic. He also made sure that the cockpit inside the vehicle included 2 monitors so he could observe the destruction from the inside, and he built 3 gun ports in the body of the bulldozer to stick his small arsenal out of. So yeah, he just
he
basically
took a long.
went around.
Did it say how long? I mean,
2
it was
hours.
a long time.
It's about 2 hours.
No. I mean, like how long he took to build
I
this
think it was
thing.
like several months.
Oh yeah, if not
Probably.
longer. Like
Yeah.
This is just a small little fucking thing. I don't know.
because I think too he, if I remember right, like he basically made like a shell of concrete around. You know, like he put a tank.
It's
sure, it was pretty indestructible,
impressive.
Yeah.
There's that documentary on Netflix, and there's
engineering.
Fuck, I can't remember the name of the. I'm high. Never mind. I had the name of a podcast.
Tell us the story. We might be able to think about it.
Yeah. God damn it. Fuck.
What was the gist of it? You forgot it all.
Well, no, it's just telling the story, the Killdozer in podcast form.
In podcast form.
Oh.
It's Love. Fuck, I can't remember the name of it. Hold on. Let me look it up.
Love, Hate, Treads.
I can't remember.
Here's 2 more. This one, I've heard this story before, and I found it super interesting. I thought I saw a documentary about this, but in Skidmore, Missouri, this whole town took vigilante action against one man named Ken McElroy. So,
like pitchforks and torches.
Ken McElroy quickly became the resident bully of Skidmore, Missouri. And considering the crimes, the bully label was putting things lightly. For years after he dropped out of school, he was accused of everything from theft and arson to child molestation and statutory rape. But despite being indicted 21 times, he dodged convictions at every turn. After McElroy raped a 12-year-old girl, he divorced his wife and married the child when she was just 14 to avoid a statutory rape charge.
What year was this?
Well, yeah, where the fuck is this?
Hold on. Let me just... When her parents objected, he shot their dog and burned down their house. And after he shot a farmer in 1976, he somehow produced 2 witnesses who claimed that McElroy was nowhere near the scene of the crime that day. So Ken McElroy was a true terror for Skidmore residents, and they wanted him removed immediately. McElroy's downfall...
They did a drunk history about this one, I think.
McElroy's downfall was a long time coming, but it truly fell into motion in 1980 after he shot the town's elderly grocer in the neck. Though McElroy was charged with attempted murder and eventually convicted, he appealed the case and was later released on bond.
What the fuck?
Soon afterward, it seemed as though the entire town was present at a gathering on July 10, 1981 to discuss Ken McElroy. Though it's unclear exactly what they said, there's no question that they decided McElroy had to go. Residents heard that McElroy had gone to the D&G Tavern for a drink. In a prime example of real-life vigilantes in action, the community walked into the bar to confront him, and with no warning, someone began shooting. Some accounts describe up to 50 vigilantes involved in the onslaught.
Damn.
In the end, McElroy was shot multiple times and struck by at least 2 different firearms. He succumbed to the wounds in his truck. No one called an ambulance or agreed to testify against another person in court. To this day, no one has ever been charged in connection with his death.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you have multiple shooters.
Awesome.
They probably just all got rid of their guns right away. And
Yeah, they did a drunk history about that guy, yeah.
Did they? Nice.
It was 1980 that it happened.
It was an 80,
The last one that I want to talk about, and I don't agree with their methods or what they do, they are some ruthless motherfuckers. Their name is Sombra Negra. They are the real-life vigilante group that targets MS-13. El Salvador. So you guys know what MS-13 is, right?
So these guys are based in El Salvador?
Yeah. So basically, these dudes, it's Spanish for Black Shadow. Sombra Negra was first formed around the early 1990s as a direct result of El Salvador's authorities being glaringly overpowered by MS-13. Frustrated by the situation, Sombra Negra started targeting gang members for execution, especially MS-13 members. They come dressed in black with bandanas over their faces. They patrol the streets in unlicensed vehicles and tinted windows, and one of their main missions is to capture MS-13 members and make them disappear. As Sombra Negra has grown more powerful over the years, so have the legends of their brutal retribution against the gang members. From sexual torture to dismemberment, the paramilitary group of vigilantes becomes more of a death squad than a traditional band of crime fighters. In El Salvador,
Are you playing RoboCop?
Yeah, he is.
Hey, this is real life footage, dude, from fucking El Salvador.
El Salvador, yeah.
What is he doing?
No, yeah. Go back to continue the El Salvador story. So like they
So
put on hit lists of the
most of the victims, they just patrol around and they fucking grab MS-13 members wherever they can and they just slaughter them in horrible fashion. Like they cut their genitals off and fucking display them in town squares and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like these are ruthless motherfuckers. And
where are they based? Are they like former military?
I have no idea. I'm sure not a lot of people know who the fuck these people are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wear black, wear fucking bandanas over their face. So home invasions to sudden killings in the streets, Salma Negre carries out their mission with a ruthless abandon and describes it as social cleansing. And some authorities are even grateful. El Salvador's head of National Assembly, Guillermo Gallegos, has admitted, morally, I support this type of expression because people are tired of the way of delinquency. That's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, they get to that point.
Right.
Where it's like,
yeah. I mean, really, when you got to fight against.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's fucking batshit crazy down there, you know?
But at the same, yeah, exactly. Like, that's why we have this flood of immigrants on the border that are not Mexican.
Right.
Oh, no. Yeah, they're from Central America. Because it's
because of this shit. And it's like, these small families get extorted by these gangs, and then basically just like they took my shit away or they'll kill me, so I'm just leaving.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do?
I'm sure
the way she goes, boys.
I'm sure there's other great examples of vigilante justice. I'm sure that there's plenty of Wild West. I should do that in my next episode. Look up some Wild West vigilante fucking posses and shit going out.
You should have looked at a few of those. There's probably more than a few of the, it's good guy with a gun in a situation with this bad guy with a gun, but that good guy with a gun gets shot by the cops. And
I'm sure there is.
Especially in Texas,
I'm not trying to stir up any fucking political discussion at all.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the deal. You know what I mean? I have no problem with anyone who is trained, fucking owns a firearm legally and protects their shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the fact that fucking we can't have common sense fucking laws because everyone thinks we're attacking their fucking personal freedom. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is ridiculous, man. At this point in time, everyone has to have a gun. I'm sorry. How are you going to protect yourself?
We've gotten to that paradox.
Yeah.
Where
exactly.
It's kind of like that mutually assured destruction.
Right.
With the Soviets, where it's just like, well, you got nukes, well, we're going to make sure we have nukes, because it's like you basically assume any fucking bastard's going to come in with a gun. There's so many of them.
Fucking people in Alabama were shot at some church today.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
There are, and I mean, it's the directors also just, there are too many guns out there, but to protect yourself from the gun problem, you need a gun yourself.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of how it goes. So yeah, we're going to move on to the what's sexy section. This is where we tell you what's sexy. Oracle, new real VR fishing expansion.
Jesus.
Oh, I want to see video of this. Bring it up. Bring it up, buddy.
Bring that fucking VR fish.
Yeah, let's see that fresh VR fish.
So I haven't checked in on this game for a while. It's on the Quest, and it's before it was based in.
No, it's called the Meta now.
Or Meta, yeah, Meta. This was a South Korean video game company that created this originally. So all of the original fishing locations were in South Korea. Now they have Western U.S. spots, 20 different spots in like Yosemite.
And based on real lakes?
Yeah, and it's fucking badass. Cool. You're like fishing like on a river, and some bears come up on the shore and shit.
Right, and they just like wave. Hey.
Yeah.
No care in the world.
I mean, it's really cool too because
me a salmon, buddy.
you can upload your music on the Quest and actually listen to like your playlist while you're fishing and shit, and
nice.
It's a lot of fun. It's really good. I'm looking forward to the next generation of VR. I think this is quite good.
Well, it definitely shows the potential.
Right. It shows the potential. But once your brain takes care of a lot of things with VR, but once you get like that real photorealism in there without sacrificing, which I think we will be able to achieve on the next generation of VR, I think that's going to be awesome. And these guys are absolutely the best in terms of taking photo pictures and putting it on geometry and using a little bit of, visual fuckery for you to actually believe that it's real. But these guys are the best that I've seen.
The best, Jerry.
Yeah.
The best.
They're the best. So, yeah, pretty cool. So the DLC, the West DLC was $12.
Hey, everybody get done.
So
$12.
that means
two drinks.
If you get that, you have 40 different locations to fish. And also in the West, they have introduced a bobber fishing mechanic. So you can actually set how deep your lure is in the water.
Oh, you couldn't fish with a bobber before?
Yeah, you weren't using a bobber before.
Oh,
so that's
that.
kind of a cool addition as well.
That's what I grew up using. Bobber
fish. Yeah. Cool shit. So if you have a quest.
Retarded kids. Give them a bobber.
Yeah, right.
Hey man, you could.
Or when
you
you're daydreaming
on the
bobber,
and you don't hate on a bobber, man.
Is this actually you fishing, Oracle?
No, this is some other guy. I didn't record anything today.
Some motherfucker. Okay. All right.
Where's he fishing?
Now we're moving on to my sexy. It is Native Howl, which is a band. I saw them on the show initially. That's actually my Fuck What You Think. The show got real gay. But this band is fucking really good. Like they are, and when I mean really good, like every member of this band is a fucking phenomenal musician. So basically, their backstory is what they were saying. They've mashed up this video right here. They mashed up Harvester of Sorrow from Metallica with Man of Constant Sorrow from Oh Brother Where Art Thou. So they call themselves Thrash Grass. So the lead singer and guitar player, he was in a thrash metal band, and then he was kind of thinking one day, he's like, hey, I wonder what other genres can fucking meld well with this. And bluegrass isn't actually, when you think about it, it's not the same, but it's a high beat per minute. It's a high beat per minute music, and it's very fast picking, just like fucking thrash is. So they've incorporated it, and they are the best band that I've heard try to do two different genres incorporated. You know what I'm saying? Like he's using distortion on his acoustic guitar and shit. It's just shit you don't hear, man, and it's fucking phenomenal. Like they're just quirky. They're cool.
They touring or here in the U.S. or?
Yeah, with Clutch actually.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
But they will be.
Have you guys heard the new Clutch album?
Fuck you.
I thought Clutch was a Clutch, you know.
Ashtray, we doing this shot or what?
Oh shit! You didn't tell me to get one on deck, buddy. Trying to be responsible.
You run away now?
You gotta look at the goddamn screen.
Oh, I got a puppy.
Well, the thing is, his green screen thing blurs or blocks his shot glass out, so you can't tell.
It's a Disney filter. It actually filters out alcohol.
Yeah.
Mystic wasn't here.
All right,
cheers.
Cheers. This is a big one.
Cheers.
This camera focuses if you keep it.
Stop talking and drink.
Just fucking drink it. Why do you fucking?
Damn it! Why do you take all day to do everything?
Why?
God.
Because it pisses you guys off. You guys like to hate on who I am.
All right.
No, we like to hate that you waste our time.
Hey, I'm not wasting your time.
All right, Eddie.
I'm giving you all the time I got.
Ooh.
Shut up.
Thank you. So yeah, Oracle's Wedding Adventure. One of our flights got delayed. Our flight ended up getting delayed horribly because we're flying through midway, me and my wife. So we ended up having like a 6.5 hour layover. My wife was like, "Oh, great, being in the airport and shit." I'm like, 6.5 hours. We'll just go to the fucking city.
Yeah.
And she'd never been. She'd never been to Chicago, so we fucking went to Chicago for like 6.5 hours. I got me a fucking with the Giordano's. Got me a fucking got me a Italian beef sandwich. Went to the Bean. Went to the museum. Did some shopping.
Which museum did you go to?
We didn't actually go into the museum. We went to Museum Park because it was Sunday. It was Sunday and it was around like 4 or 5 o'clock there. By the time we got up there, they were all closing down. So we walked around Museum Park. But yeah, it was fucking cool. And then we ended up taking an Uber back to Giordano's over in Roosevelt. I went and got me a frozen deep dish pizza, which is still in the freezer.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait for my son to come back. We're gonna make it then. And yeah, hop back on the fucking train and went to the goddamn back to the fucking airport.
So with your frozen deep dish pizza, did you put that in your luggage?
Yeah, I put that in my luggage. My luggage is already on the plane.
On the plane, yeah.
I put it in my backpack. Yeah, I put it in my backpack.
And it stayed frozen.
It stayed pretty frozen. I mean, it was by the time I had a box. By the time I got home, we got to the airport with like an hour left for our flight, and like hour and a half left for our flight. I tried to go find some food and stuff. But it was thawing when I got it here, and I just put it back in the freezer.
Okay.
So, yeah, it should be fine.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right. Ashtray.
All right. Well, yeah. So Teddy was like, "Yeah, awesome. I got a pizza after Oracle's wedding. Fuck whatever that was about."
What?
Anyways, I figured we were both going to be talking about the same thing. It was like Oracle wedding adventure.
Well, that's why I wasn't going to talk about it because, yeah, we already have a circle jerk.
Well, we have a circle jerk amongst ourselves. We haven't shared it with our fans live.
Jesus Christ, go Ashtray, your turn, go.
Oh, well, I'll just say it was nice to see Oracle's like Providence life. You know, we hear about it every week.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah,
and it sounds like it's you know, he's just lives amongst all these sophisticated people, and you know, it's the cat's pajamas. But now we realize he's coming back to Wisconsin to his roots. But to see the whole, I don't know, like Providence to me seemed, I love the old East Coast city, but it kind of felt like, yeah, a couple, you know, felt very similar to Boston in the areas I went to. But I guess actually going more, especially on Monday, I had to stay an extra day and I crashed on his futon. So we went to Jamestown, right? That's like the name of that island?
Yeah. Well, Jamestown, it's just at the end of the bottom of the state.
Yeah. There's like a bridge that goes to it, and then like there's a bridge that goes out to it on the other side. But there's a lighthouse at the bottom. And you've been there many times, but it was always closed, you said?
Yeah, the museum had never been open when I was there, so
yeah. I wonder if it was because of PVD Fest.
Possibly, yeah. A lot of people come to Rhode Island for that.
Still, every time I say it, I think of it sounds like a venereal disease festival. PVD Fest.
Right.
That's what I thought it was.
Right.
But we went. Yeah, so we got to go into that fucking lighthouse and meet old Richard, right?
Richard, yeah.
Fucking Richard, old charismatic fellow whose father was ran the lighthouse back in 19 dickety whatever.
Okay, so let me preface this that
you come in and fill in
Ashtray and I were high on coke and a little drunk and high.
Mostly high.
We're going into this lighthouse and this old dude is like, "Hey, I want to talk to you." These whippersnappers.
Yeah.
Okay,
right?
now continue with your story.
Well, it was nice actually to I mean, not only was he full of, you could tell like he actually grew up in that fucking lighthouse.
Yeah.
And he really wanted to show us these it was kind of like a big touch display with interactive videos that you could touch on and watch, but it was like locked up, right? Like, you know, there's no buttons. It's all touch screens. And of course, the old
He
man
asked you to
and
play with his Legos or something too. You want to play with my Legos?
he shared these stories though. So like you guys have lived, well, and especially Carolyn have lived out there and know some of the more of the history, and especially that whole story about the was it 1938 flood or hurricane?
Hurricane, yeah.
Yeah, what was the name of that hurricane?
I don't think they named him back then.
Oh, because they could never see him coming, probably.
Right. But yeah, his first story that he's telling us is he's like, yeah, the storm came in, it looked good. And my sister, she was on this bus just over there.
Nor'easter.
And she died. And then
it wasn't quite that direct, but it was his. And the thing is, this was before he was born, so this is back, when they pumped out kids because they were like part of the workhorse team, and if they die in a fucking hurricane, you gotta have more.
Got 8 more.
So his brother and sister were on this bus, and I can't remember how many numbers of children were on it, but the only people that survived were his brother and the bus driver, and his sister drowned on it. Which to him, it'd just be like this kind of fabled story because he wasn't even born yet. But it's just it was cool to see someone like that because you could then were asking him questions in relation somewhat to the area. So
it's pretty badass though when you go into a museum and the dude's just like, well, I grew up here in like the thing that you're in, the historical fucking thing. At first I thought he was fucking with us, but yeah, Richard was cool. So that was nice.
And he knew, like, he was steeped in the knowledge of
he was
the
steeped
place.
in the old timey.
Right, old timey.
Yeah, like, well, even things where he's like, oh, well, he's like, yeah, well, back then there wasn't a connection between these two buildings, like, because it was kind of, there were weird hallways and stuff. And, he was like, back then it was 2 different buildings. And so in the bad weather, you still had to go outside to get to the other one. And they kind of like built a connection between the 2 structures, which is why it's a weird kind of like museum house.
You know what else is weird? Talking to people that are coked up. So we're gonna move on to me.
But hey, Richard had no one else to talk to.
Native Howl. Oh, that's the wrong one. No Cover is a YouTube show that I've been watching. Basically, it's a battle of the bands. What? That's fine. It's a battle of the bands.
What?
I was talking to my daughter. Shut up. But there's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 bands a week. Fucking blah blah blah. Anyway, the fuck what you think part of is that Gavin Rossdale, and you guys know who that is? The singer
Sounds
for Bush.
familiar.
No.
Oh yeah,
Bush,
married
the singer
to
for
Gwen
Bush.
Stefani.
Yeah,
Oh,
he used to be
wow.
married to Gwen Stefani.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a douchebag. And
He
like
does kinda look
when
like
he
him.
when he like criticizes these bands, he's like, he told this one chick, I can't really identify, with you because your lyrics just aren't that good. Okay, I want to read you some fucking Bush lyrics right now.
Is he? Oh, he's on.
Okay.
So this is like a show, like a music show.
Yes,
He's on?
he's one of the judges
Okay.
on this fucking battle of the bands. Alice Cooper is probably the best judge because
Oh, he's fucking great.
I do like Alice Cooper,
Cooper's
so that'd be
great.
worth
Alice
watching
Cooper's
it.
great. Tosin
Yeah.
Abasi is really good. He's from Animals as Leaders, really good guitar player. Lizzie Hale is on there. Some other chick I've never heard of. And then Gavin, and he's the douchebag.
He's like the Simon Cowell or whatever.
Barbecue. Yeah, he's
Simon
like the Simon
Barbecue.
Cowell, but he's not good enough to be Simon Cowell. Anyway, so I'm gonna read you some Bush lyrics just to give you an idea of the level of criticism that he's given to other people. Okay. It must be your skin I'm sinking in. It must be for real, 'cause now I can feel. And I didn't mind. It's not my kind. It's not my time to wonder why. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Those just
That's
lie.
right.
Hey.
Right.
Hey, we could all find any musician's going to have
days
stupid
go
songs.
by. Glycerine.
Yeah.
I'm never alone. I'm alone all the time. Are you at one, or do you lie? Okay, that's enough. We don't need to fucking subject ourselves to Gavin fucking Rosdale anymore. That show was good, and then for some reason they put Gavin Rosdale on it.
Oh, he wasn't on there originally.
No, he was, but he
How long has
wasn't
this
like
show
a
been?
douchebag. This is the first season.
Oh,
Like
this seems all right. Like I like the concept here.
It is a really cool concept because it's not just metal.
Right.
There's a lot of different band types of music on there.
Well, it sounds like it's the same concept as American Idol, but with like a full band, right?
Bands, yeah.
No, there's individual solo artists on there. There's a guy like a country singer called the Last Knife Fighter. That dude's fucking badass, man.
That's a cool name.
He's but it is like American Idol, but they're actual musicians. You know what I'm saying? Like these aren't just singers that sing other
people on
people's
American
shit.
Idol
They
were
write
musicians.
their own stuff. Yeah, some of them, not all of them. A lot of the winners were just singers, and that's kind of what they try to weed out. These are actual musicians. You know what I mean? Like they've worked on this craft for a very long time. And at least the ones that are making it further on, they're in like the first round of the semifinals. But anyway, Ashtray, fuck flying these days.
Yeah. So this is my first time flying in probably 5 years, and post pandemic. And I always said, what? I try to always fly Delta. Love Delta. No, Delta never let me down. Fucking United let me down. American Airlines, are they even around? They let me down.
Yeah, they're around.
Flying on the way out there was fine. But on the way back, they had our flight. Well, not only it was delayed leaving Providence, but then my connecting flight was literally like 8 minutes from when we were getting off the plane, and I'm in the back of the plane, like a fucking idiot, rookie move. I think I'm gonna be the cool kid on the plane, sit in the back, and it's like, oh fuck, I gotta wait for all these idiot old people to get off. And so I'm like this dumbass idiot in the movies running, don't stop the plane, in fucking flip-flops, because I thought, oh, it'd be smart to wear flip-flops because I don't like untying my shoes. So I'm running like a goddamn fucking dumb idiot in flip-flops. And
like a platypus.
Like a fucking
traversing.
I wasn't even drunk yet. And so, I had to wait for the next flight, which was at 4:00. So it's like, all right, like fuck, I'm stuck here 6 hours in Atlanta. But Atlanta Airport is like the Mall of America of airports.
It is.
It is very big.
And so like each concourse is kind of its own village, or like like Mall of America has different levels, and you got to take that fucking train to go to the fucking whole next concourse. And I couldn't get to the 2 concourses over and then up to my gate in 8 minutes and get there departed. So, but then I get stuck there from 4:30 when I'm supposed to go on the plane. They then postpone it, 40 minutes, and it's gonna be like 5:30. And then I was like, oh no, it's gonna be 6:20, and oh no, it's gonna be like 7. Then it was 8 there, and they keep saying, sorry, we're working on there was air conditioning problem. And granted, he's hot as a motherfucker, because when we finally got on that plane, after they told us we were gonna be on a different plane at a different fucking tarmac or whatever they're called. It was a heat fucking tunnel getting in there. And then I get in the plane, we're all sitting down, and there's a flight attendant. Like, as I can come in, I can tell she's getting like up in the face with the pilot. She's like, this isn't how it's done.
Always a good sign.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, great. It's already like we've been late. Like everyone's under pressure to get this fucking plane off the ground. And then now you got this flight attendant who's like fighting with the captain. And then the engineers who are working on this air conditioning, like they got the air conditioning working enough, and they had to be brought back onto the plane to basically like calm down this flight attendant who's like, I've been flying for 25 years. Well, and she's literally over my shoulder because, again, I'm a fucking idiot who decided to get a seat in the back. And they're like, listen, it's going to be fine once they get up there. It's going to cool off. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, is this like a problem? Like, do the electronics get fucked up if it's too hot and humid in the plane because the AC hasn't been working and they haven't had it on long enough? Like, should I be worried? Should they be having this conversation right over my shoulder? And then they come back. The pilot says that, if you still have an issue with it, they want you replaced. And
okay, so is the pilot saying this over the fucking intercom?
No, this is like, nope, it's not over the intercom. This is basically because I am behind my shoulder eavesdrop of this fucking drama of the flight attendant, and basically the pilot called. I guess if he probably has some rank to be like, if she isn't comfortable with this, like, I want her replaced. Like, quit your bitching. We got to get this plane off the ground.
Mm.
And in my head, like,
he's the captain.
Right, he's the captain.
Part of the crew, fucking on the plane. He's gonna have.
I'm already been late because I showed you that text or stretch of text.
Yeah,
it was like
ridiculous.
5 or 6 where they kept redelaying it. So it's like I could have, like, I gladly would have put $125 of drinks in me while waiting that extra period of time if I would have known. But instead, I had
so you didn't bitch about it?
$125.
So you didn't bitch about it, you cock?
No.
You just took it like a cock, or what?
Oh yeah, no. That's the thing is we had to take it like
a cock. He gave him a mean look.
And also, I did get to watch, everyone else. And thank God I don't have kids because that. I mean, there weren't a lot of kids, and actually the kids were fairly behaved, but I can only imagine trying to appease a child who doesn't understand why we're sitting for 9 hours in this stupid, boring airport.
Mm.
And so, yeah, finally made it back. They actually replaced that flight attendant, and it was all like, all right. All me and the passengers are kind of looking at each other like, should we be concerned about that? 25 years of flying? I don't know. But whatever.
It's taking you 12 minutes to tell this story so far.
Because you know how I am.
Yeah. So are you done or what?
Yeah, I'll end it now.
You made it home?
Unfortunately.
Congrats.
Unfortunately. Back to reality.
Back to reality. All right. Teddy. Nothing in here.
Mine is this fucking heat wave. So like I said, we went to Chicago. It was actually kind of chilly in Chicago. She had to stop and get a sweater. Our plane lands in Nashville at 9:20. We get our luggage. We walk out the airport and get hit with 90-degree mugginess.
Mm.
It's fucking like it's been so goddamn hot here. Starting next Tuesday, I believe. This Saturday it cools down 80 to 87. But then after that, for the next like 7 days, it's triple digits.
Wow.
I've been trying to keep my house cool, but without like fucking blowing out my units because they're pretty old. Especially once set up an attic and all that fucking heat. It is 76 in here now. I finally got down to 76 at fucking 11 o'clock at night, but it's still like 87 degrees outside.
Damn.
The Nashville Electric Service, they have said until they are not going to cut off anybody's power until July 1st for non-payment because of the heat. That only gives you like 2 weeks, whatever. They say if you need help paying, give them a call and stuff like that.
Yeah, when it gets really hot.
Yeah, everybody gonna be calling.
I mean, yeah, we still have August and we still have July and August to go through.
Right.
I mean, the shit's this is fucking. Yeah, this is fucking retarded.
Yeah, that's some bullshit, man.
You know what sucks too is that when you got the fucking full humidity, you could still get dehydrated and die.
Oh yeah.
Bullshit.
Well,
yeah, and also, I would
feel terrible.
Why can't I just rehydrate with all this fucking mugginess?
Yeah, I want to ride my bike to save gas, but it's so hot that it's like when you ride, no matter how fast you go, it's just like somebody has a hair dryer on you because the air is not the air doesn't cool you. It doesn't cool you down to go fast. I mean, you just ride
right.
through hot, muggy 90-degree air,
Yeah.
and then when you stop, you just sit in that shit. And so it's not really fun to ride in this fucking heat.
Like you're riding
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and then you got that
fucking
fucking
sauna.
engine in between your legs and shit, bro. That's overheating for
Oh,
sucking in all that hot
yeah.
fucking air. I mean, it's
Sweating
like,
the thighs.
Sitting
That's when
at
you need the gold bar.
stoplights.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
Fuck it.
Actually, just thinking about driving, I went to the gas station today, and gas actually is going down a little bit. It was $4.95.
I don't know where.
In Rhode
It's like
Island.
$5.25 here.
Oh, so
Is
it's
what? Is how
actually
much?
lower here.
How much is it?
Like 522 or 525,
Yeah.
something like that.
So
Okay,
it was,
it's a four. It's four. I found it as cheap as 480 here. So
yeah, it was $4.95, but I was gassing up, and I thought it was pretty funny because there was this little sticker with Joe Biden pointing his finger and like a photo of him, you know, and it said, "I did this," pointing to the gas price, and I'm like, you know what? That's pretty fucking good.
That's clever.
Yeah, that's clever.
Even though we like all know.
Even though it's completely wrong.
Right,
can't
it's
blame a
completely
president.
wrong,
Yes,
but that's pretty fucking clever. Good job.
Word.
Funny.
awesome.
All right. Well, that's our show. In all seriousness, go fuck yourself, Adele.
Adele.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Adele
she
What
needs
if you hear every
Dumb
Wednesday or
bitch.
Thursday night? She's just a cunt. She's just a British cunt. Wednesday or Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/theredeyereport. And fuck Twitter. Like us, share us, fuck us. We're down for whatever. I'm Mystic.
This is Teddy.
Oh.
This is the ashtray.
I'm Oracle.
So which one are you?
And I'm Teddy at Ashtray just because you want to be a black man. You think that
I'm
get
like
bigger.
Schrodinger's cat, and here I'm Teddy or Ashtray.
No, you're not.
Right.
Shut up.
If Teddy
I'm
ever
not either
gets
until you open
maimed
the box.
or he's out sick, I will be the fill-in black guy.
Fill-in black guy.
Fill in
The
black
resident
guy.
fill-in, the fill-in
Oh
minority.
my god.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god. Guys, check out this new Turtles
I'm
game, man.
here to make sure we still